This is All India Radio, Whispers of the Wind. All India Radio, in collaboration with Vigyan-Prasar, presents science serial Whispers of the Wind, based on understanding and managing climate change and global warming. Let us listen to the episode number 40th, titled Climate Change, Crops Yield and Famine.
No, not at all, Nandu. No. My dear Nandu, the title of your project is not attractive. And my friends and agriculture scientist, Dr. Azim, and environmental scientist, Professor Sarika, will agree to it. And I don't think that there is a problem of global warming. And is it affecting out agriculture production, do you think?
Well, my friend Rajan, it will definitely affect our crops yield. You may be interested to know its effect on our crop yield in different parts of our country.
I think this will be better. Nandu can understand and senior journalist Rajan can too be convinced.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So, Professor Sarika, can you please throw some light on it?
You mean what has been said till date is all in the air?
But climate change is all happening in the air only.
Wow, Nandu. Super. If everything is in the air, then Azim, please throw some light based on some facts, I must say.
Let us first have discussion on semi-desert regions like Gujarat, North Plain of Gangtok region, Central Mountain region, or the Malwa region and the southern parts of Deccan terrain.
Yes.
Yes. On the Deccan Plateau fall the central and western part of Maharashtra, northern part of Karnataka, and western part of Andhra Pradesh. In this region, agricultural production is based mostly on rain.
Correct.
Okay. So if you want to learn about geography, I can teach you a lot. But Nandu, these regions have different climates. Some are hot, some have humid and hot summer with dry winter.
Okay.
On the other hand, in some parts, the climate is hot in summer and very, very cold in winter.
Wow, I'm impressed. Good to know that our journalist friend Rajan knows much about geography.
Thank you.
Now listen, rising temperature bring the possibility of excess rain in the semi-desert part of Western India. It has been assumed that the chances of rain will be about 10 to 20% less after 2050.
Yes, you are right, Azim. By the end of the century, the temperature of northern India may rise by 3.5 to 5 degrees Celsius. According to the Agricultural Meteorological Department of the Anand Agricultural University, due to increasing temperature and rise in carbon dioxide levels, crop yield, particularly wheat and maize, are showing a downward trend.
Yes, Sarika. Due to availability of irrigation, paddy and sugarcane are grown in these areas. In Bundelkhand and central hilly regions, there is hardly irrigation facility. Moreover, climate change will bring frequent changes in seasonal weather activities.
Wow. I see. Recently we noticed the Fion cyclone in Odisha.
Yes, Nandu, you know everything. The force behind these cyclones is temperature variation. More the variation, more will be the power of such cyclones.
Oh,
Loss of crops by this cyclone is yet to be assessed.
okay.
And Nandu, even if there are some areas which are not early affected by any cyclone, but they have probability of cyclones in future.
Oh,
Soil erosion and flood may occur. Due to loss of natural habitats, biodiversity may get lost. Pastures may disappear. You can also include food crops and plants in it.
okay.
He's right, Nandu. Rising sea level is also a great concern. River deltas are getting more saline in nature. Life will become more difficult for those people who depend on fishery and agriculture.
But Professor Sarika, this is all theoretical, right? And is there any practical aspect of it?
Yes, Rajan. All these are happening or may happen in near future. Hence, everything is practical. Let us now discuss about dry agriculture ecosystem. Desert climate change is making life more difficult in desert, where the temperature is high and water availability is scarce. Whatever water is available is becoming more saline and salty.
Rightly said, Azim. Like most of the deserts in the world, the reason for their salinity expansion is not the desert itself, but the rise in underground water level. For example, during the year 2006, there was an unexpected flood in Thar Desert. Excessive rain not only destroyed the desert ecosystem, but also caused hardship to the residents. It became very difficult for the local people to adjust to too much water and rain.
Sarika auntie, too much rain in desert is just like drought situation in other regions. Am I right?
Nandu, you are always right.
Yes.
Nature has provided things as per prevailing seasons in the regions. Lives have been created and supported based on existing situations. Any deviation means hardship to the people.
Flood in Barmer and in western part of Rajasthan may change local habitats as well as animals and plants' lives. Here it is interesting to know that the flood created 3 lakes in the Barmer district of Rajasthan, measuring 7 to 8 square kilometer in area.
Really?
Yes, they are like Kawas, Malwa and Uttarlai.
Oh.
In fact, floods also harm the habitats in desert, as when there is rain, the salt from sand gets dissolved and gets accumulated in water. The water becomes unusable for drinking and irrigation purposes.
Okay. I think this much information is, sufficient. Let us now discuss some new topic, shouldn't we?
New topic.
Oh, this means our journalist friend Rajan is also taking interest in the discussion.
Sarika, not only journalist, but a senior journalist.
Yeah. Right. Enjoy by having jokes on me. But it is this journalist, senior journalist who takes your researches to the common man. Remember
I
this thing.
completely agree to this. Anyway, the next ecosystem is humid tropical region and dry agriculture ecosystem. This is found in the southeastern plain of the Kanyakumari and Indo-Gangetic Delta. Paddy is the main crop and grow both in Kharif as well as in Rabi seasons. After paddy harvest, pulses and oilseed crops are shown in the soil. Fishery is also an important source of livelihood of the people.
Like other regions, these areas are also very sensitive to climate change. For example, seawater influence can be easily felt up to 2.5 kilometers in the coastal belts of Odisha.
Yes, Sarika. It becomes very difficult to access the possibility of rain in these regions. Crop cycle is also disturbing. Can you imagine that in the last 25 years rain was hardly regular during this period? Only 7 years had normal rainfall. This drastically affected the paddy production.
Yes, exactly. You're very right, Azim. And one can find flood-like situation in dry areas also, which were earlier occurred in flooded regions like Balagir, Kalahandi, Koraput, Badgar and Jharsuguda were drought districts. But in the last decade, flood-like situation occurred here many times, I must say.
Wow, what a surprise. Our journalist friend Rajan is also on the right track. He's taking more theory rather than practical.
Okay.
My country is changing, friends.
Indeed, uncle, indeed.
Very true. We have to understand the climate change and have to work for some solid solution to it.
Well, Sarika, we should move on the next phase of river delta, coastal region and mangrove habitats. Some regions which are under great threat due to climate change fall in Indian tropical regions,
Our professor told us that rivers deltas are already facing problems of climate change. In future, this will be aggrieving more and more. Ganga and Brahmaputra river system are already going under many changes, including their deltas.
Nandu, your professor is right. We all know that marshy lands of Sundarbans is very important for the wildlife habitat.
Yes.
It is highly sensitive to sea waves, wind, cyclones, etc. At one time, there is soil erosion, and on the other hand, it faces the problem of salt deposition. Due to this, there is a constant change in local habitat.
Climate change is enhancing the uncertainty about the weather. The region was already under pressure of human activities and climate change in catalyzing this. The most sensitive part of Sundarbans are its mangrove forests.
Mangroves were really facing many problems. It is reported that during the tsunami waves in 2004, there were least damage in the regions which were protected by mangroves.
This is true, Mr. Rajan. Rise in temperature, carbon dioxide level, change in temperature and rainy cycles, frequent cyclones, and rise in the sea level are influencing the mangrove system. This also reduces their capability to adjust and sustain the changes. A rise in temperature of the ecosystem up to 35 degrees Celsius is very harmful to the mangrove forest.
Oh.
Photosynthesis stops as the temperature rises to 38 to 40 degrees Celsius.
Sarika auntie, I need to ask you this. If the temperature rises, then how the cold will occur?
Nandu, this is the point that we have to understand.
Okay.
Due to global warming, extreme conditions will be very frequent. Heavy and too much rain in a short period, high temperature in summer, and extreme cold will be very common.
Oh.
Yes, shortage of rain will influence the growth of mangrove productivity, and simultaneously it will also affect the geographical distribution and biodiversity. Rise in temperature will reduce the growth of coral reefs and will cause great harm to their colonies. It is coral rocks that give protection to mangroves.
Okay.
It is assumed that due to rise in sea level and other activities, mangroves will disappear one day.
Oh.
Not only the Sundarban mangroves are unsafe, but harmful effects can be noticed in other parts also. Krishna River is a good example of it. Mahanadi, Godavari, and Kaveri rivers are comparatively less sensitive to climate change. In long term, the most common thing that will be observed is the rise in sea level and torrential rains.
Well, Sarika, if we talk about the forest, in the northeastern parts, the rainforests are common, and in northwestern parts of the country, desert species are more common.
Oh. So, I mean, what are you saying, Azim? And why is it so?
Rajan, it will be all due to climate change and global warming. In one report, it has been mentioned that the concentration of carbon dioxide will rise 575 ppm to 740 ppm. Like ppm means part per million.
Million?
Yes.
Yeah. It will change the nature of forest, and by the end of this century, about 8% forests will be badly affected. Nandu, it is reported that on rise of temperature of 2 degrees Celsius and shortage in rain of up to 10% will reduce the availability of annual water by 30%.
30%?
Yes. The difference between the availability and demand of water will increase day by day.
In India, we are facing shortage of water. The level of underground water fell from 40.5 ml annually from 2002 to 2008. This means 109 cubic kilometers of underground water has been excavated from the ground.
Really?
In Uttarakhand, 809 water bodies are no more or become seasonal.
And moreover to that, even glaciers are melting at a very fast speed.
Yes, Rajan, glaciers are playing important roles in our environment. They maintain our overall ecosystem and constantly feed our rivers with water. The rivers supply water for crops irrigation. Besides monsoon, Indian agriculture depends much more on Himalayan water.
Well, day by day, the Himalayas glaciers are disappearing and availability of water in rivers is decreasing. With this, the shape and nature of fertile plain is changing. Even lives in water are also getting affected. And due to reduced availability of dissolved oxygen in rivers' water, the population of living creatures and plants is also changing.
Exactly. You know, Azim, I had also written one research paper and arrived on the conclusion that our climate is changing at a very fast speed. It will come in the forms of flood and other natural calamities like drought and cyclones. And in tropical regions, its effects will be reflected on agriculture. And you know, in Bangladesh during the flood of 1962 and 1988, about 5 lakh tons of paddy crops were destroyed. that was about 30% of the total import of that country.
Oh.
And submerged paddy crops can survive up to 6 days. And if it remains underwater more than 14 days, there is 100% crops loss.
Oh my God.
Wow, now my journalist friend is on the right track. On that note, let's have some tea.
Not a bad idea.
Yes, yes. And my papa is an expert in tea making, huh?
Wow.
I can tell you.
Okay. See what he's saying. Global warming may not have done any harm, but my son has become selfish.
Rajan.
Papa.
Okay, my son, okay, wait. I'll prepare tea for all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Papa.
Oh, that will be great. But remember the ginger.
Oh, yes, sure. It's already too cold. And ginger makes tea tasty as well as herbal.
Exactly.
Auntie, Sarika auntie, even monsoon rains are becoming abnormal and uneven.
Hello, everyone. Everyone will have sugar as well in the tea?
Well, Rajan, if it is possible to have a raw sugar,
Oh, yes, why not? Your wish is my command, sir.
I'm obliged, Rajan.
Will be followed.
Yeah, Nandu, you are correct. For Indian agriculture, rain is lifeline. This is all due to it that crops production falls during drought and uneven rain. Timely rain is very important for bumper harvest.
During the last few years, the rainfall in Chhattisgarh was not normal and was uneven. More than half rainfall occurred in the months of May and June.
Oh.
This affects paddy production as well.
The soil temperature also rise with the rise in the temperature of the atmosphere. This caused degradation of bioorganic materials. Reduction in microorganisms activities means less fertile soil. This increased the production of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Even availability of nitrogen in soil also get depleted.
Yes, roots of plants and crops don't develop properly in dry soil. Nitrogen fixing bacteria don't get developed properly in dry and hot soil. This reduces the soil fertility.
According to Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, about 1/4 varieties of crop in the world have been already disappeared. Loss in biodiversity is a great concern of poor countries.
Truly.
Okay, everyone. So your tea is here.
Thank you, Rajan.
And that too with snacks.
Wow, that's great.
I mean, your tea of choice. Please have it. Sarika,
Yeah.
for you.
Thank you. Thank
Azim, for you.
Thank you.
And Nandu, is for you.
Thank you, Papa.
Wow, Rajan, what a great flavor.
Auntie, taste it. Definitely it will be super, huh? Papa is expert in tea making, I told you.
My dear son, have you said something more? I mean, I always take proud to have tea at our home. No one can beat me in tea making, you know.
Yes.
Yes, it is very tasty, no doubt.
Oh, thanks a lot, Sarika. But Azim, I'm interested to know about our food security.
Yes, Rajan. No doubt that we are facing great challenges. Our own lives are under danger. Due to climate change, the danger from weeds, insects, and plant diseases is on the rise. And one more problem of pollination.
Pollination? What are you saying, uncle?
Yes, Nandu. For good production, cross-pollination is very important. The pollen grains should be sound and healthy.
Okay.
The process is very sensitive to climate.
Scientists have done intensive research on pollination and related aspects. If the temperature is too high, then during fertilization, the success rate is very less.
Interesting.
The basmati varieties of rice are highly sensitive of high temperature. If the temperature is above 32 degrees Celsius, yield will be less.
True. Azim, do you know that in wheat the fertilization process gets affected with the fall in temperature? This means fewer yields. Temperature fluctuation is highly responsible for fall in crop production. According to one estimate, by the year 2050, wheat production will fall by 50%, rice by 17%, and corn production by 6%.
And you know, with the fall in crops yield, about 1.6 billion people will be affected worldwide.
Oh, Azim, I want to know by what time is it going to occur? I mean, what production will fall by 50%? I mean, it's really dangerous.
Yes, And I guess by the year 2050. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes, yes.
My son, we are on the last phase of our lives, and your generation has to face climate change. So please be prepared for it.
Oh, Rajan, this is a problem. Everybody thinks they have nothing to do with this danger. The future generation will take it and face it. Let them do. If our ancestors were of the same view, what would have happened to us? Have you imagined?
Yes.
See, look at the air of Delhi. So much poison. It's so difficult to breathe.
Oh, yes, Sarika, but this is not my problem only, right? This is a problem of all living beings.
Oh.
And our attitude is very selfish. We never give a thought for the welfare of our future generation.
Papa, this is a problem of Homo sapiens, given by Homo sapiens, and to be faced by Homo sapiens.
Yes.
If not solved, we shall be part of history. Complete extinction from the planet Earth. Nandu, you are very sharp. And you are very intelligent in your replies.
Thank you, Uncle.
Though man is the most intelligent creature and always try to learn from his mistakes, he always have accepted new challenges.
True, Rajan. A new research always indicates a new problem, but at the same time also gives solution for the same. For example, on the rise of 1 degree Celsius of temperature in UP, Haryana and Punjab means fall in wheat production. In the last few years, the average night temperature in Haryana was 3 to 4 degrees above the normal temperature. This brought down the wheat yield from 4,106 kg to 3,937 kg per hectare.
Yes, Sarika. For 1 degree rise in temperature means 40 to 50 lakh tons less production of wheat in the country. Can you imagine that?
My God.
That is a big impact. As the scientists are realizing all these, they have designed and suggested changes in crop pattern with new varieties. Farmers can reduce this loss by 30 lakh tons in the country.
Yes, Sarika. Agriculture scientists from the Indian Agriculture Research Institute have found that 1 degree rise in temperature will not affect the paddy production. If it rises beyond 1 to 4 degree, then the production will fall by 10%.
Okay. Take this example. Most of the vegetables are affected by weather and climate changes. Rise in temperature and fall in soil moisture causes drop in crops production.
Okay.
See, as the carbon dioxide concentration increase beyond 550 ppm means the increase in the size of onion leaves and bulb. In the beginning, their development is encouraging and can go up to 75.02 mm in size as compared to 65.67 mm in general.
So, Auntie, this means more carbon dioxide is beneficial to the plants.
Yes, Nandu. 550 ppm of carbon dioxide is equally beneficial for tomato. Plants' growth, size of leaves and number of branches increase with the increase of carbon dioxide concentration. Even fruit production is also good.
Okay.
On increase of carbon dioxide, the average number of tomato fruits increases from 56 to 74 numbers.
Yes, this is true. But remember, this will happen only if water availability will also increase proportionately and sufficient quantity of fertilizer is provided.
Sarika, you are 100% right. In Himachal Pradesh, the reason behind decreasing production of apple is climate change. Apple flourishes on the trees during summer season. Simultaneously, they prepared themselves for coming winter. If the temperature remains low and days are short, means the bulbs become dormant and fail to develop by the time winter begins.
Do you know the water supply remains constant in